Hi there, my name is Cindy and I'm your instructor for this Drugs and Behavior course. The purpose of this presentation is to talk a little bit about the moderating activity. And so what we're going to do is you'll hear, of course, you hear my voice, and at times I'll be showing you what to do within the course. That's why you see this kind of video presentation here. This is our home page you might recognize. This is where we're going to start. Before we get into a lot of that, let me talk about the actual purpose of this presentation. I want to briefly describe or give you an overview of the moderating assignment. I want to quickly go over the policy because it's very important. Describe to you in brief several activities associated with the moderating assignment, and then also how to maneuver within the course to participate in this activity. Okay, so the first overview of the assignment is this activity is where you become the expert in a topic, and then you actually share what you've learned in the large group with your peers. So usually you'll see in chapters 1 and 2, I'll be the moderator of the discussion. For this activity, you actually become the expert and you actually be the moderator or the facilitator of the discussion amongst your peers. You usually be in a group of 2 or 3 students, 2 or 3 other students. Some of that work within the group is done individually, and some of it you and your group members, your small group members, will work together on. And you'll see more of those details as you actually read through the assignment. This is, like I said, just an overview. The second thing I want to mention is the policy. And I like to bring this up first because I think if you have any questions at all about this assignment, you really would want to get in touch with me because of the policy. I'm going to slide over a document here in this window to just show you the syllabus. This is a class. This is our syllabus. This is our class schedule. And if you look on the page here that's titled Grade Determinations, what you'll see here is the name of the activity and the number of points and percentage toward your grade. So I bring this up because if you look at this, moderating discussions, this tells you that your points for this activity are earned for all tasks. So that means everything you do counts toward you earning this grade. The most important thing I think here is that this activity is worth 17% of your grade. This means if you don't complete this, you automatically, dock yourself 17%. And there is more detail about the policy elsewhere in the course, but I think this is a really important piece, and it's also important to know that you've got to be on time with this activity, and you've got to complete every aspect of it, or you can earn a 0, or you will earn a 0, or will be removed from the activity if you aren't timely. So that's just a brief policy. Let me move on to the different activities now. I'm going to move this document out, and I'm going to slide this other document into the window. Okay, so these are the moderating guidelines, and this is a rather lengthy document. It's not my intent here to go over every item. I'll let you guys do a lot of that, but this document is called Moderating Guidelines. I'll show you where to find that in a second. Basically, this document has in it the policy, which you will see restated in the syllabus, since that's our contract, and then it'll also include step-by-step instructions. So this first section, as you can see, is the policy. You can look at bold for the heading. I'm going to go past that. You guys can take a look at that on your own. Very important to read. Make sure you read it in detail. Okay, and then the second item here, the second main item in this document is the tasks and the dates for moderating. So this gives you an overview of the tasks here, just on a list, I should say. And then these are step-by-step procedures or guidelines on how to complete this task. Okay, and so, you respond to the questions. Those are the questions that I put in group. You'll see group here. I'll show you what that is in a minute. And then if you scroll down, you'll see the second task is to revise your answers that you put in group. And there are dates here that you'll want to be aware of. Item number 3 is then posting the questions to the discussion board. I sometimes do this for you, and I'll let you know if that happens. But this is here just to let you know that might be something you're required to do. But again, sometimes I do it, especially in the summer session when everybody's really busy. And then the fourth item is how do you moderate? What are your expectations? Do you just respond one time? Do you just check in one day out of 7? No, you don't. You check in, on the days that you're assigned or daily. etc. And that's all this information. Number 5 is summarizing of your discussion. Again, this gives you detail. And then number 6 talks about this self-evaluation form that you will want to complete, that you need to complete actually, to be considered finished with the assignment. So this is another important document, and I will show you where that is in the course here in just a minute. Okay, so I'm going to slide this out of the window now and start talking about where you're going to find some of these things in the course. Okay, so this is our course. You recognize the home page, right? Sample course. This is our banner, of course, and then you don't see any announcements right here right now, but if I've made some announcements, that's where you'll see them. So you recognize this page. The important thing on this page for us right now is these menu items on the left. Okay, so I mentioned earlier, if you recall, that there are several tasks associated with moderating, and that you do moderating in a group. Okay, and that you also use the large group or the discussion board. So let me start with showing you this item. It's called moderating. You'll see me refer to the moderating main menu item often. I'll type something maybe, and then I'll say, go look, in the moderating main menu item. That's this. So if you click on this, I'm going to click on it. I'm going to show you what's in here. You'll see this learning unit. If you click on this, and you'll see here an overview. This just kind of gives you a description of what moderating is and this, sign up, etc. If you click on the contents here, you can see a whole list of what's in here. So you have your overview, you have a what is moderating, I'll describe that to you. Talk about how to sign up. You'll do this within the first few days of the course here. You'll see this show up in your directions. And then you have a little pause button. All this means is that you can stop working on this information for right now and you'll get back to it. In the summer course, you'll be doing a lot of this within the first week and a half. In the fall course, it might be spread out a little bit more, okay? But you really need to make sure you keep track of your syllabus as well as you're moving through to make sure you meet all these dates. And there's another activity associated. It's called the activity response patterns. You'll see that in here. Directions are in here. You just click on this to find them. The guidelines I showed you earlier, remember, with the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, those can be found here. That self-evaluation form, remember I mentioned earlier that you'll fill out. You open this and you read it, and I suggest you fill this out as you move through the activity, because it has a lot of places where you need to put dates and provide comments about what you did in the activity. Because then, when the whole activity is complete, you will submit it right here for me to look at. Okay, so this is the moderating section. Anytime you have a question about the moderating activity, this is where you want to go in our course. Okay, the second part that I want to talk about related to where do you go in the course is group. I mentioned small group work a couple times. This is where you do group work. You click on the group work main menu item. You'll find your topic. So let's say, for example, you picked cocaine. You click on cocaine, okay? And then if you notice when you get in here, you have discussion board and email. You only see the ones that you're actually assigned to. You only be able to access the groups you're actually assigned to. So pick the cocaine. If cocaine's your topic and you don't see a cocaine item in the group section after, like, let's say week 1, then you need to be emailing me to let me know, hey, you know what, my group's not there. It's not in the group area. And then I'll go in and make sure that I actually put you in there because I may have overlooked it. Anyway, you click in here, and then there's a little kind of start here button, and there are some instructions in here for you. I'm clicked on it. I'm waiting for it to load up. There you go. I have a little welcome note for you. I have 2 questions. You will answer each of these questions here, and then you make sure you, at the same time, remember, make sure you're reading those guidelines because those guidelines tell you what to do. And that means after you post your answer, you ought to be in here every day checking to see if I gave you any feedback. And then you can read this after you posted questions and after I've approved them. Okay, so that's just kind of a quick kind of thing about where is your group. Okay, the last place that you do a lot of work for this moderating activity is a discussion board. So I'm going to take you to this main area. It's called discussion board over here on the left menu. So, and I'm waiting. All right, so what you do when you get here is scroll down until you find your topic. So I'm going to use the cocaine example again, okay, because we're pretending that you chose cocaine. Doesn't matter which topic, they'll all be here eventually. here's your cocaine topic. At the end of week 1, at the end of your, sorry about that, at the end of your preparation work, your topic will be open. So if you go looking for this cocaine topic prior to the start date of the topic, you won't see it. Okay, but on a Friday, the start date, okay, of your discussion in large group, not the small group work, that happens a week before, a large group, you'll see it. And so, for example, in this week, we had 3 students that were moderating, and I'll put your names in here. So this is where you have your large group. This is where you guys are the experts. In this example that you're looking at on your screen now, Danielle, Jasmine, and Tim were the experts, okay? And there are I'll show you the questions. There are 2 questions posted here. See, you recognize those from the group work, maybe, cocaine, pregnancy, and ADHD. So what happens is your students, your peers, actually will come in here and start answering these questions. Okay? And then you will facilitate that discussion. I prepare you for that. Okay? I prepare you how to facilitate using a different activity earlier on. Okay? So the purpose here right now isn't to teach you how to do that. It's just to kind of give you this overview. So hopefully by now you have just a sense of what the assignment's about. You understand the policy about the moderating. You know that there are various activities. Remember, we looked at that guideline activity list. And you're kind of familiar with where you're going to go in the course. You're going to go to the moderating main menu item, the group work main menu item, and the discussion board main menu item. That's where you're going to do most of your work for this moderating guideline. I hope that this information helped. If you have any questions at all, you be sure to post them in the questions forum, okay? Or remember, you can always phone me. I think that's it for now. Have a good day.